Hi guys, welcome to your review of Unit 9, Statistics, your last unit, okay? So hang in there. If you need extra help, just let me know, but otherwise let's go ahead and go through some topics that hopefully will help you prepare for your test. So first off, I have a definition here of random sampling. So random sampling is a set of individuals from a larger group, like a population or maybe like a school's population, where everyone has an equal chance of selection, okay? And so by using random sampling, you're choosing an unbiased group of people, okay? Which is good. You want that because if you choose a biased group, that's a set of individuals that do not represent the entire group or population. So let's say that you were trying to get information on, something about a school, like maybe how many people in the school like skateboarding, something like that. And there's enough people at the school where it would be really hard to ask every single individual, but instead you choose to sample a group of people. So a biased group might be only asking people who carry a skateboard, right? That's very biased because obviously they like skateboarding. To get a sample that would represent the entire school, maybe you ask every 10th person that walks in the front door, right? So then it's random. You can't control who walks in every 10th time, right? So that would be a random sampling. It doesn't matter who walks by you, that 10th person you ask, right? So that would be an example of random sampling versus like a bias group. A major part of this unit was about measures of center. So the three different things that we learned about were median, which means the middle number, mode, which means the most occurring, mean, which means the average, which means you add all of them up and then divide by how many numbers you added. So I have an example set up for you here. So let's say these are test grades, okay? So to find the median and the mode, this can help with the mode as well. First thing that you would want to do would be to put them in order from least to greatest. So let's see, in this case we've got 64 looks like the lowest. And then I like to mark them off as I go so I make sure that I grab everything. 72, 75, I see two 85s, and then an 87, and then next looks like a 92, 94, 95, and 100. Okay, you could also count them to make sure that you have everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I have all of them. So for the median, that's the middle number. So we would want to like track all the way to the middle, kind of like crossing one off from either end of the list. Now, right here, I end with 85 and 87. So I need to find the average of those two numbers or like what's in the middle of 85 and 87. In this case, that's not too hard. It's the number 86, right? So in this case, the median score would be 86. For mode, that's the most occurring. 85 is the most occurring in this case because it's the only one that happened twice. Every other number happened once. For the mean, remember that's the average. So for that, what we would want to do is we would want to add them all together. So let's see, we'd have 64 plus 72 plus 75 plus 85 plus 85 plus 87 plus, almost messed up. 92 plus 94 plus 95 plus 100. Okay? So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So that gives me 849, and then I need to divide that by 10 to get the mean or the average score, which is an 84.9% or about 85%. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about range in a minute, but while we're at it, we might as well talk about it now. So range is like how much variability there is in the scores. So to figure that out, you would take the highest number and you would subtract the lowest number, which is 100 minus 64, which is 36. So the range would be 36. Okay? Now, with these, let's just say there was one number, let's say there was a score where somebody got like, they like really didn't try. Maybe they got like a 12%, right? That changes the data a whole bunch, right? Because one, the median wouldn't change too much. So like if there is a number like that where it just doesn't fit with the rest of the data, that's called an outlier, right? And it really can change things. Notice like it would change the range a whole bunch. If we did 100 minus 12, right, that gives us what? 88. Look how much that changed, right? Just based on one test score of a kid who like maybe didn't care. Okay? So then the range wouldn't be like the best piece of information to pull data from, right? The mean, let's see, it was at 849. If we add 12 to that and then divide it by 11, that takes it to 861 divided by 11. That takes the average all the way back down to a 78%, right? That's much lower, okay? And so notice how much that changed it as well. The mode wouldn't change because it's still the most occurring. And the median, it wouldn't change too much, right? And it would be probably the best piece of data to pull from because it hardly changed, okay? So that's something to think about when there is an outlier, all right? I made a note here at the very bottom too. So survey results are almost always different from the next. So meaning like if you're pulling data from different surveys, right? You're surveying different people and stuff like that. They're not always going to be identical. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well when you're doing like live experiments like this. So we just talked a little bit about this measure of variability. And so, which is the range. And again, that's the highest value minus the lowest value. If there's a really low range, that means there's less variability. Okay, so it might be a more reliable data set. If there's a high range, then it's high variability. And so it might not be as a reliable data set just because the numbers might not be as consistent. Now, I pulled scores from like I chose soccer teams. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have chosen something with more variability, right? Like a basketball team or something for their scores. But so with soccer though, if we were to find the range for team 1, we would take the highest number minus the lowest number, which is 4. So they have a range of 4 points with these games. With this one, 3 is the highest number, 1 is the lowest. So their range is only 2. So what that tells me is that like team 2 is more consistent in their scoring, okay? So that's how you can pull data like that. It has less variability as well. Just not huge, right? Because soccer games are usually not very high scoring games or a high scoring sport. But anyway, I hope this helps. And as always, let me know if you need more support, okay? Have a great day.